When the third race of the 2002 CART Toyota Atlantic Championship Series came to a close last Sunday, the third victor of the season laid claim to his prize. Young Roger Yazakawa, driving in only his second Atlantic event, took the honors and proclaimed his intentions to be a contender. Previously, Michael Valiente had, by dint of nerves of steel, taken and held the lead at Long Beach, giving him his first ever checker. 19's approach to forging to the front demonstrated a will to let it all hang out not frequently found, one that might have champion written all over it. And of course, our first winner did so through the streets of Monterrey, Mexico. In spite of a downpour that tested the timber of all, Californian John Fogerty kept his calm and resolutely set the initial bar of the season. Now the question becomes, who's next? Which one, if any, of this talented group of drivers will become the newest arrival at the top of the podium to place his mark on 2002? Welcome to a part of the country that boasts, with more than just a tad of justification, the most beautiful coastline on the continent, Monterey, California. And the folks around here also boast about their other regional gem, the fabled road course at Laguna Seca, which today plays host to round 4 of the 12-event CART Toyota Atlantic Championship. Hello again, everyone, and welcome. I'm Bob Varsha, along with expert commentator Brian Till and pit reporter Scott Pruitt, both of whom know how to drive and win here at Laguna. I'll be bringing you the action at this fantastic facility. The field is rolling, so let's set the grid and hear from some of the key players. On row 1, Jonathan Macri from Canada in the P1 Racing Swift will start alongside pole sitter Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Car number 1, Ryan Hunter-Reay, has been qualifying terrific, but you haven't turned it into results. Tell us what the problem is.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of bad luck. You know, 2 out of 3 tracks we've been to now, we've set track records and been on the front row. So we're just going to try and make it happen here in Laguna, and hopefully we can get our luck going this season.
On row 2, points leader John Fogerty will be at the elbow. On the inside of him, second-generation racer Alex Gurney.
Driver of the number 34 car, Alex Gurney, has been the most consistent qualifier so far this season. The only driver to qualify in the top 5 for the first 3 races. Alex, great qualifying. What's it going to take to win one?
I think more of the same. Being up there in the top 5 is, you got to be there to be able to win one of these races. I missed the test back here in January, but I really like this track. Got a great team behind me, so I'm ready to win.
On row 3 will be Rocky Moran Jr. and Sepp Koster. Row 4, Luis Diaz, and last week's winner in Milwaukee, Roger Yazakawa. On row 5, Ryan Dial of Scotland, alongside Alex Figge, the rookie from Boulder, Colorado.
Car number 14, Alex Figge, this is your home track. Looking for big things this weekend?
Yeah, definitely. Had some success here in the past, and everything went well in testing, and I think it should be great. I love this track, and I'm really looking forward to it this weekend.
On row 6, San Jose, California's Grant Riley and Rodolfo Levine from Mexico. On row 7, Valdemar Coronas will be alongside Buddy Rice, a former series champion, returning to the Toyota Atlantic Championship.
For the fans at home, they're used to seeing Joey Hand, the driver of the number 27 DSTP car, but a different driver this weekend, Buddy Rice. You won the championship in 2000. Not the way you wanted to get this seat, but what are you going to do with it?
Oh, right now our whole plan is for the DSTP teams to stay up in front and keep this car up front. I mean, it was an unfortunate accident in testing for Joey to get hurt, and so I've been with the team for the year, kind of as a team advisor. So right now we're just going to try to keep the car up front for the team and do what's best for DSTP and Dee Dee Rogers.
Rice had a big crash yesterday in that car. Row 8 will be Michael Valiente, the Long Beach winner, and Frank Dench. On row 9, Nick Ronday and David Waringa. Row 10, Stefan Waugh and Steve Romack. On row 11, Dave Cutler and rookie Carl Russo. Alex Garcia and Eduardo Figueroa, 2 rookies on row 12. And on row 13, Bob Siska and Scott Lampkin from Fresno, California. The field continues to warm their Toyota engines, and Yokohama tires will be on board during the race with Grant Riley in car number 23 from San Jose, California. He will be inside row 6. We'll also have a camera on board the number 28 car of Ryan Dial, who had such a spectacular debut in the series in Monterrey, Mexico, and he will be inside row 5. Here's a look at the championship coming into the weekend. John Fogerty remains the points leader by 5 over Michael Valiante. Rodolfo Levine had a great run last weekend on the Milwaukee Mile. He is now 3rd, and Milwaukee winner Roger Yazakawa is 4th. Back in 18th place with the golden nugget right there, Ryan Hunter-Reay. 2 straight pole positions, but buried in the championship. Let's go down to the pit lane and Scott Pruitt.
Michael Valiante is currently sitting 2nd in the championship, had a great run at Long Beach, but has struggled in qualifying and the race. Last weekend in Milwaukee, and sitting 15th on the grid for today. The thing that they're struggling with is just getting a handle on the car. They just can't quite get out of it what they're looking for. And if he's going to stay up at the front, he is going to have to turn things around here. The interesting thing about this team, they do have the track record here at Laguna Seca. In fact, won the championship back in 1997. And with a great run with Alex Barron, who finished 4th at the Indianapolis 500 this year. Bob?
All right, thanks very much, Scott. Down the beautiful corkscrew turn. One of the most recognizable corners in all of motorsports. This is the bowl-shaped turn number 10. The cars can keep up great speed because the corner basically catches the car and helps keep it on the track. Final corner, turn 11. Years ago, this used to be a standing start, but now as the top level of kart's driver development ladder, we do rolling starts like the big champ cars. The flagman eyes the field, once again beautifully formed up, and we await the green flag.
Nice slow start, really late. They're going to get the green flag. Hunter-Reay's got the jump at the start. The green is out. Here we go, down to the hairpin.
Trying to wait for all the cars to come off the final corner. And look at this pack down into the Andretti hairpin.
Some real shuffling back there. You see it nose to tail, and this is where we get. Oh, we got some cars off.
Couple of cars around.
It's a good shot from Grant Riley's in-car. He looks like he's through unscathed, but that's really going to separate the field. We had that problem, at least 4 cars involved.
4 cars, in fact.
There's Levine. Buddy Rice is gone. The 88 car, Figueroa, I believe.
The only car that has not gotten back underway, Valdemar Coronas.
His teammates in a car that's painted almost identical to that. Easy to get him confused, but you can see he's got some wing damage to the right side of that rear wing. See if we can see what happens. Heavy braking down there. We see it right there. It looks like Grant Riley or one of the Lynx cars made contact with Buddy Rice, it looks like, and then Rice, trying to get back underway, makes contact with another car, and it's a chain reaction from there.
One car's nose off to the left. I saw someone's rear wing come off to the right. We'll have a full course yellow on board now.
It was not Rice that the contact was made with. It was Alex Figge.
And there you see Valdemar Coronas, the rookie from Lesma, Argentina, with Squadra Fortia. It appears he will not get back underway. Full course caution with lap 1 in the books of this 30-lap race at Laguna Seca. Stand by. Ryan Hunter-Reay, the pole sitter, has led the first lap. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Laguna Seca Raceway in California, where we are under the yellow. Round 4 of the Toyota Atlantic Championship, riding along with Ryan Dial. There's the number 88 car of Valdemar Coronas, who was not able to get back away from a multi-car collision at the first turn of the first lap of this 30-lap race. We expect the green shortly. Here's Scott Pruitt.
And the owner of that car, Mike Schenk. Mike, certainly not the way you want to start the race. Have you heard from the guys? How are things?
I think they're okay. You know, it's 2 races out of 4 we've been taken out on the pace or on the first corner, first lap. It's getting ridiculous. We talked about it at the drivers' meeting this morning. We thought everyone had a good idea of what we're going to do in turn 1, but we got 2 of my 3 cars got caught out of it, but it looks like they're okay. They'll start at the back and have a long day.
Now, are you going to have them come in at all, take a look at things, or they'll just keep them out?
We'll keep them out, unless they feel otherwise.
Well, best of luck. Hopefully things can turn around. Bob?
Saw what happened to Levine. Sepp Koster was one of the cars that spun, went from 6th all the way back to 21st. Ryan Dial, the 3rd member of Michael Schenk Racing, currently in 6th spot as you ride with Grant Riley. Once again, we expect the green this time by. Ryan Hunter-Reay is the leader, setting the grid. John Fogerty leapt all the way up to 2nd. Roger Yazakawa, the Milwaukee winner, now 3rd. Rocky Moran Jr. is 4th, followed by Jonathan Macri, Ryan Dial, Alex Gurney, Grant Riley, Michael Valiante, and Luis Diaz. Off turn 11 they come.
And Hunter-Reay got a great jump on the restart. He was playing games there, getting the accordion effect going. Got a great jump out of turn 11 on the front straight. We got a car off. That's one of the Sigma cars. I can't tell which one it is from here, but I definitely recognize the bright orange. That's Waringa.
Yep. Car 3 is Dave Waringa, son of team owner Tom Waringa.
It looks like we got clean through the hairpin this time. You know, that hairpin is so frustrating. You got a lot of cars coming down into that first turn, really bunched up there in the beginning, and it's tempting to stick a nose underneath somebody. It's got a long race here. You got to be patient.
Actually, one car did get backwards, but is back underway. Couldn't catch the number. There is Ryan Hunter-Reay. You can imagine he's driving with fingers and toes crossed, looking for a good finish. More than 40 points out in the championship for the front-running Hilton Motorsports team.
Well, this is a view that Hunter-Reay has had before. A clean racetrack.
Oh, off at 6 and back on again. I believe that's Macri, was it?
I couldn't tell. We've got a lot of blue and white cars out there right now. There's Macri right there. On the outside, ducks back in underneath. And that is a moment right there. Going through turn 6, that's a 105-mile-an-hour corner. So that's 105 miles an hour basically with 2 wheels on the pavement.
These are 4-cylinder Toyota engines making about 240 horsepower. The car is capable of terrific speed, but that's about a third of the horsepower, if not less than you'd find in the big champ cars. And yet, in analyzing this racetrack, Brian, we find out these cars are as fast or faster than the big champ cars in some of these corners.
Absolutely. Coming off the corkscrew, the 2 following corners, these cars actually a mile an hour or 2 faster than the champ cars. Get a good look at Rocky Moran chasing Roger Yasukawa there. Don't forget, Yasukawa won at Milwaukee. He knows how to win one of these, but Rocky Moran knows how to win at this racetrack. He won here last year.
Top 2 cars, Ryan Hunter-Reay and John Fogerty, are beginning to draw away just a bit from that man, Roger Yasukawa. Behind him, second-generation racer Rocky Moran Jr. We'll be back to the beautiful Monterey Peninsula. Welcome back to the Monterey Peninsula and round 4 of the Toyota Atlantic Championship for 2002. I'm Bob Varsha, along with Brian Till, Scott Pruitt, and Rocky Moran Jr. goes underneath Roger Yasukawa for 3rd at the top of the corkscrew.
Oh, the classic outbraking maneuver there at the corkscrew, one of the best places to pass, and you saw him get up inside Yasukawa. There's nothing that he could do, and that's put Ryan Dial in a great position. He's closing on Yasukawa too. We'll see if he can get a run down this front straightaway, get a draft off of him, and see if he can do anything with him as he gets into the hairpin. Another outbraking maneuver here potentially for Ryan Dial.
Dial from Lancashire, Scotland. Had such a terrific run in those damp conditions in the season opener in Monterey, driving one of the old 008A Swift chassis. This is the full-on 014A.
Likes the new car much better, says it's much more responsive. You can see that he's getting, obviously, very accustomed to it, really putting the pressure on Yasukawa here. Moran, it looks like, has been able to pull out a little bit, so it could be that Yasukawa is holding up these guys ever so slightly.
Out the back of Ryan Dial's Swift, Jonathan Macri next in line in 6th place, followed by Alex Gurney.
Looks like Yasukawa is able to pull out a little bit coming down the front straightaway, but through the inside, Dial may be a little bit faster, and what that is going to mean is if he's faster through these fast corners, he may get a run on him into the corkscrew.
Through turn 6, Calamity Corner at Laguna Seca Raceway. To Scott Pruitt in the pits with more on Jonathan Macri.
Willie, the head engineer, you guys had a great qualifying run, but it doesn't seem like things are turning out well in the race. Have you heard from Jonathan how are things going?
We haven't really heard much over the radio. Something must have happened right after the start because he was still second after turn 2. And I mean, we couldn't really see anything here from the pit lane, so we're still waiting for the full story.
Has he complained of any problems with the car at all, or are things going pretty good?
It's going well. It's just a shame we dropped back there. And it'll be hard to go to the field.
This is a tough place to pass. Bob?
No question about that. Last time over the stripe, Ryan Hunter-Reay, the race leader, had opened his gap over 2nd place John Fogerty to 2.9 seconds. Another 2 seconds back to 3rd place Rocky Moran Jr., then Roger Yasukawa, and this man, Ryan Dial.
You get a good look from Dial's point of view there, chasing Yasukawa. You know, it's funny that Macri has this radio problem. It could be when you lose positions, and I know Scott's familiar with this. Sometimes you just tune out the crew and put your head down. It's not a radio problem at all.
Climbing the hill, under the bridge, and into turn 6.
One of the most difficult corners here. It's very fast, just over the crest of the hill. You're going to make the long run up into the corkscrew, which is completely blind. You get there to the corkscrew, you turn in, you hope the car is pointed in the right place. Also one of the slowest corners on this racetrack. Off the corkscrew, this left-hander here flat out, 110 miles an hour in 4th gear through this left-hand corner. What a roller coaster ride down to the front straightaway.
Oh boy. The equivalent of a 16-story drop. Ryan Dial's got slower traffic ahead of him.
Hunter Ray already catching lap traffic. He's really putting it to him here. I know he wants some revenge for that blown engine that he had in Milwaukee. What a great job he did there. There's a good look at Grant Riley as he comes up the front straightaway, and looks like Hunter Ray has made easy pass on the traffic there. He's extending his lead. What a great job he's
I
doing.
believe that was Waldemar Coronas, who's back on track with a new rear wing.
Great battle here with Yasukawa and Dial and Macri. That battle continues, and Macri may be the faster car here, but as Scott pointed out, very difficult place to pass. Not a lot of hard braking zones, not a lot of places to get it done. You really have to set up the pass several corners in advance, get the run, and make it stick.
Ride with Ryan Dial climbing the hill.
Really a flowing racetrack. There are only 2 second-gear corners on this entire racetrack. 1 first-gear corner. The rest of them 4th and 5th gear corners and a couple of 3rd gear corners. It's a very fast racetrack. The top 10 guys over 100-mile-an-hour average lap speed.
Good to have that sequential gearbox in these Swift chassis. Just push the gear lever forward to go down a gear, pull it back to go up a gear. Ryan Hunter Ray remains your leader. We'll be back to California. Welcome back to the Monterey Peninsula, nearly a third of the way through round 4 of the Toyota Atlantic Championship. Bob Barsha with Brian Till and Scott Pruitt on board with Ryan Dial running in 5th spot. Ryan Hunter Ray remains the leader. The battle will soon be for 2nd place. John Fogerty falling into the clutches of Rocky Moran Jr., who had the fastest lap last time around. Roger Yasukawa, as you see right there, is at the head of a train that includes Dial, Macri, Gurney, Diaz. Here they come.
Oh, Yasukawa knows he's under attack too. He takes the defensive line into that corner. He knows Dial's faster, and Ryan didn't time it just right. He might have been able to get the run off, but you can't pass here. He's going to have to be patient, continue to work on Roger. I believe he's got the faster car. He just doesn't have enough to get by him. He's got to be close coming into one of those hard braking zones, like up here into the corkscrew. Not close enough.
And he's got to be careful because looming in his mirrors are Macri, Gurney, and Diaz.
Absolutely. He's got to fight his battle, but knowing that there are cars behind him that are just as fast or faster than he is, Yasukawa really kind of holding up this train a little bit. He may be close enough to get it done here. No, he takes a peek. He's going to try to set him up and get a better run and see if he can get him side by side. Those are teammates.
That's right, with Duracat Racing, Gurney and Diaz.
Diaz on the inside. That's Gurney in the lead of those 2 cars there. Gurney holding on to his position. He's got a good spot in this championship. He can claw back and get some stuff. Were it not for a bad finish in Long Beach, he'd be right there. He's one of the most consistent qualifiers, as we pointed out at the beginning of the show. He's got to get up there. He wants to fight for this championship, and so does his teammate. Nice move by rookie Waringa there to get out of the way and let these leaders through. Real professional move there to let these guys go. So frustrating for Ryan Dial to follow Yasukawa. He knows he's faster. He just has to get that one opportunity to get by, and he'll be gone. But it is so difficult to pass around this racetrack. A good look on board with Riley there.
Behind Riley is Michael Valiante, the winner on the streets of Long Beach, who's trying to work his way up to get as close as possible to the points leader, John Fogerty, who is currently 2nd. Or Valiante is going to lose lots of ground in the championship.
Bob, you know, even though it's the 4th race in the season, we've got a bunch to go, but it's not too early to keep thinking about collecting every point that you can, and that's what's so disappointing to Valiante and this whole Lynx team about the poor qualifying positions they've had the last couple of races. Fogerty has chugged along and collected top 5 points, and it's frustrating for them.
There is Buddy Rice stepping in for the injured Joey Hand with DSTP Racing. Let's get more on his situation with Scott Pruitt.
Engineer for Buddy Rice, Ken Stacy. Ken, I know you had that bad incident in turn 1, spun him around. Looks like he's running real good right now. How are things?
Actually, the car is not working real well. I think we got bumped in the right rear, so the car seems to have picked up an understeer. Just going to have to wait and see what happens. Looks like he's kind of moving backwards. He's trying to move the bars back and forth to tune the car, but it's not looking too good right now. I think it'd be nice if we could make it through a first turn of any of these races this year.
That's tough. And over here, right next to him, Joey Hand. Joey, how tough is it to sit here and watch what's going on right now?
I think any race car driver knows that this, you well know, Scott, this is not what you want to be doing. But, you know, I'm pretty fortunate that I'm standing here and that I can recover and hopefully get back in for the last 4. We've got a great guy in the car. Buddy Rice knows what he's doing. And, you know, we just want to make progress in this car, you know, and hopefully this DSP team will get a good finish here so I can get back in this thing. 4 races to go this year.
Great. And best of luck to you for speedy recovery. Bob?
Thanks, Scott. That's the first time I've heard that. I thought Joey Hand was out for the season. Now he thinks he can get back and get a few races in at the end of the year.
Of course, Joey Hand thinks that. The doctors may have something else. You know, he's got 4 broken vertebrae in his back, so it may be a while before he sits back down in that car. One of those bones being his tailbone.
Battle continues between the Doricott teammates and the blue and white cars. There is your race leader, Ryan Hunter-Reay, who last lap turned the fastest lap of the race thus far. 1 minute, 19 seconds and change. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Monterey, California, approaching the halfway mark in round 4 of the Toyota Atlantic Championship, and great dicing going on back here into 11th. I believe that's Alex Gurney battling Jonathan Macri.
What a great battle there. Actually, I think it's Diaz and Gurney teammates going at it tooth and nail. And the guy that's got the seat in all of this is Grant Riley. He's going, go ahead, guys. Your teammates, take each other out. I don't care. I'll pick up 2 positions.
Oh, and they do!
Unbelievable.
The 34 of Alex Gurney gets bumped into a half spin by his teammate.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you know.
It's the lap car of David Waringa. That's not for position. Alex Gurney getting back up to speed. He'll have gravel all over those Yokohama tires.
It'll take a while to get grip back. You know, these guys have been fighting back and forth and kind of passed and repassed a couple of times. But you got to think about the championship. Both of those guys have a chance at getting up there in the championship, and you just don't take out teammates. That's good. Look at it here.
Gurney on the outside.
They just, you know, it's hard to
apportion blame there.
I mean, side by side and just touch wheels. You got to leave the guy room.
From Riley's car. Gurney on the right up ahead.
I think Alex just thought he had enough room to get down in there, and Diaz said, I ain't moving.
Competitive young drivers. Ooh, off and on in the corkscrew. Not sure which car that was. Quickly to Scott Pruitt.
Gerald Tyler, tough set of circumstances out there. What happened between your 2 teammates? That's a little closer than you'd want.
Sorry, I missed your question. He's coming in right now. We have no team orders, and they're racing really hard, maybe a little bit too hard, but we've got some damage here. Let me have a look at it, please.
Go ahead, Gerald. He'll work his way right into the pits right now. Have a quick look at the back of the car. They think they do have some damage. Get the heads up. We'll get a shot. Comes in. The engine is actually off as we speak. They think there may be a little damage on the rear suspension. See if they can get in there and get a quick look at that. They're looking, taking a quick look. Oh, but no, it's on the right front suspension to have some damage. They're trying to, one of the steering arms, they're pulling it. You can see it trying to straighten that out. Up.
That's plenty scientific.
Hand me something big to bend it with. You heard Gerald Tyler say there are no team orders. They're racing hard, maybe too hard, and you can tell that he was not happy with his 2 drivers, that if they got into a situation, they got into a situation with each other.
Well, they were running right around 6th place. Gurney is now 9th. Diaz outside the top 20.
You said it, Bob. 2 young drivers trying really hard to get a good look at Rocky Moran there. He won this race last year. He, too, is a young driver trying really hard. He wants to chase down that man that you just saw go by, which is John Fogarty, who's leading the championship. He's been faster than Fogarty at times, but every time he seems to close up a little bit, he'll catch a lap car, and that gap comes back.
Fuel load is lightning on these cars. The Yokohama tires nice and hot. Last time around, Ryan Hunter-Reay and John Fogarty both lapped in the 1 minute 19 second zone.
I think you got to really give a hand to Rocky Moran also. This is a brand new team with Sigma Autosports coming into this Atlantic Championship, and they're doing a great job. You see Hunter-Reay coming up into the corkscrew. He's motioning for that car to get out of the way in front of you. You saw him waving a little bit.
It's Diaz, is it not? Scott Pruitt.
I got a chance to talk to Ryan Hunter-Reay before the race, and he said it does take about 3 or 4 laps to get those tires up to temp. He said the car just keeps getting better and better and better, and we can see with his lap time is exactly what's going on.
Thanks, Scott. We'll be checking that lap time when he crosses the stripe. There's the gap back to Fogarty. The car in the middle is Luis Diaz, currently shown in 20th.
A little bit slower because of the lap traffic that he caught that time, but this is kind of a mark of the Hilton Motorsports career. If we remember back to last year, Hoover Orsi, always the car got better and better as it ran. A great shot over Grant Riley's head there as you see the elevation changes here at Laguna. What a great racetrack. He waves to the lap car. Thanks for getting out of the way, guys.
Across the stripe goes Grant Riley, completing lap number 17. We are into the second half of this 30-lap race. We're on a 2.238-mile road course, 11 turns, and so much history.
The car directly behind Riley is his teammate, Michael Valiente. They're teammates on links, and Scott pointed to it earlier. They've struggled these last couple of races. They know how to win races, obviously, and championships. They've done it several times before. But Valiente sits second in the championship. It's very frustrating for them.
A moment ago, we saw the view from Grant Riley, top of his roll hoop. Now you are down on the side pod, looking ahead at that right front suspension, and ahead of that, the front wing.
Great shot as they come up the hill. They're going to get to the corkscrew here, but you can tell how stiffly sprung these Atlantic cars are. You're looking at the suspension, but you don't see it move much. That Yokohama tire does a lot of the work. Suspension on these stiff formula cars does not move much. Through the corkscrew there, a big load on that left front as he turned to the right. He's going through a left-hander now. He'll come down through this fast right-hand corner. Suspension does not move a lot. Very stiffly sprung.
I'm surprised to see very little brake ducting there on a track where brakes are fairly important. They are trimmed right out. That's the view from just above Grant Riley's helmet as he completes another lap. We'll take a break and return to Northern California. Welcome back. Ryan Hunter-Reay, the pole sitter for round 4 of the Toyota Atlantic Championship, is the race leader, coming up on slower traffic. Desperately looking for a checkered flag and hopefully a race victory here today. Let's get more on his situation now with Scott Pruitt in the pit lane.
Team owner Keith Hilton, wow, what a great job he's doing out there right now.
Yeah, Scott, after some heartbreaking sessions early this season, his dominance is coming into play.
I know you must be having your fingers crossed at the end with all the bad luck you've had. Have you done anything different here?
Yeah, I think they're all crossed right now.
Oh, best of luck for a great finish. Bob?
What a terrible disappointment last week on the Milwaukee Mile was. Ryan Hunter-Reay took the Toyota Pole Award, championship point, and a $1,000 bonus.
Probably not a more determined driver on the racetrack right now. He wants a checkered flag. He needs to see a checkered flag. He has not seen one yet this season. Good look with Ryan Dial right there in 5th place.
The front runners are basically checking out at this point. The gap from Rocky Moran Jr. in 3rd to Roger Yasukawa in 4th is about 15 seconds.
Ryan Dial is tired of looking at that orange Swift in front of him of Roger Yasukawa. He wants to find a way by. Yasukawa is just fast enough. I think it's kind of stabilized now. I think Dial has lost the edge that he had over him. Closes up under braking, down through the corkscrew, but you see Yasukawa pull out a little bit. Dial seems to close a little bit. Oh, Macri looking up the inside of Dial. That's that thing that we talked about before. You concentrate on the guy in front. You forget about the guy behind.
It's not all offense. You have to play some defense, too, in racing.
Absolutely.
And credit this guy, Roger Yasukawa. In his 2nd Atlantic start, he won on the very difficult Milwaukee Mile. Not that it's difficult, but it certainly is intimidating. Very high-speed track. Handling has to be right. And here he is, driving a very heady race to protect his newly won 4th place in the championship.
There's a look at the teammates again of Riley and Valiente. Those guys struggling 7th and 8th right now. They need to move forward, especially Valiente. He takes a look inside his teammate. They need to move forward. Valiente needs to stay as close to Fogarty as he can. And Fogarty running 2nd right now. That's going to extend the gap in the championship lead if Michael can't close that up a little bit. Right now, he's praying for a full course yellow.
I wonder if he's possibly asked the Lynx team to ask his teammate to perhaps let him by.
Or could you pull over and park and cause a yellow for me? I need some valuable points, but trust me, Grant Riley is a hard charger on his own. He wants to collect as many points too, and he's a darn good race car driver. He's not going to pull over and let Michael by.
Really tricky part of the racetrack here. The drivers climb the hill. They basically are blind. They can't see the road ahead until they crest the hill. Then you're hard on the brakes, turning left and making the plunge down the corkscrew. This is a good look at Rocky Moran Jr. His father, Rocky Sr., spent many years racing the Champ cars. Scott Pruitt.
Jim Griffith, engineer for Rocky Moran Jr. Looks like things are going pretty solid for you today.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a pretty solid car. What you see is what we got. I mean, you know, we're probably a good third-place car right now. I don't know if we can do anything with the guys in front of us, but it's running good.
Any complaints about the car from Rocky? Everything going pretty good? Are you pretty solid? Or?
Yeah, he hasn't said a word since it started, so he's just getting on with his job.
Just concentrating on driving. Bob?
We hear that a lot up and down the pit lane. This is not a talkative class in the Toyota Atlantic Championship. They just get their head down and get after it. Moran Jr. continues in third place. Ahead of him, John Fogerty runs in second. And there is your race leader in the Hilton Motorsports #1. Won for them by last year's champion, Uber Orsi. We'll take a break and return with more from Monterey, California. Welcome back. There is Ryan Hunter-Reay leading round 4 of the Toyota Atlantic Championship. And basically, Brian Till, he just dodged a bullet because for more than a lap, Eduardo Figueroa had spun and stalled down in turn 11, but the yellow never came out. Here was the incident.
It looks like Diaz trying to go up the inside of Figueroa. He doesn't see him. Figueroa has already turned in for the corner. They make contact. Now he's stalled there. And Ryan Hunter-Reay is thinking, what do I need to do to get a break? And now Figueroa stalled down in the hairpin in turn 1.
Well, this has not been a good day for this Mexican Squadra Fortia team.
It'll be interesting to see if they can get him out of there. We'll go back to, and there's another car off.
Is that Diaz?
It looks like one of the Doricott cars. I'm going to bet it's Diaz because of the contact that they had.
No, it's John Fogerty, the points leader. Oh, my.
Boy, this has really changed the complexion of things. We talked about Valiente needing a break to catch up. That's your break right there, both literally and figuratively.
Oh, this is huge in the championship. And a huge relief for Michael Valiente, second to the title chase, currently running 8th on the racetrack.
Obviously something in the back end. You can't tell if it's a power plant, maybe a transmission, but something leaking out a lot of oil, getting on the hot exhaust, creating that smoke, probably an engine, which is strange. We just don't see this. And Fogerty obviously dejected.
Scott Pruitt.
Gerald Tyler, it's gone from bad to worse. Any idea what's happened?
It looks like in John's case we've lost an engine. Just not our day. Had some good cars and just not our day. Sometimes it goes that way.
That's a tough break for you guys.
But not for that man. Number 19, Michael Valiente, now shown in 7th place.
Breathing a huge sigh of relief. We talked that he needed to catch up with Fogerty. This is going to help him, obviously not because only he improves a position, but because Fogerty now is gone and probably won't collect many points at all, if at any, this weekend.
Here's a look at another coming together down there in turn 2, the Andretti
Teammates
hairpin.
Again.
Oh,
that's Valiente and Riley.
That's why Valiente was going slowly down on the infield.
Absolutely, and I'll bet Steve Cameron and Rick Cameron down in Lynx are going, guys, what is going on? We've got somebody who can take over the championship lead because the leader is now out, and I've got teammates making contact with each other. I wouldn't want to be either in the Doricott pits or at Lynx Racing pits after this race.
Some hard lessons in the learning process, climbing the ladder to the kart champ cars.
All these guys want the championships, but...
Absolutely. Well, there is $1 million bonus purse, $100,000 purse per race, $25,000 to the race winner. As you watch Roger Yazukawa in 3rd, Rocky Moran Jr. moves up to 2nd behind race leader Ryan Hunter-Reay, whose gap to the 2nd place car, Moran, is now 10 seconds. And here is another prang.
That's Grant Riley. That's the 23 car, the Lynx car, the teammate to Valiente. You can see folded up suspension. Can't tell if it's a result of the contact that he had with Valiente and it eventually went away. And I'm not sure where he's parked. The question is...
He's down in turn 2.
With 6 laps to go, are we going to have a full course yellow? They got cars all over the place.
Another hard question for Scott Pruitt.
Peggy Haas, team owner. Things are, well, had a little contact out there.
Yeah, they're supposed to wait until Cleveland to do that. Like a few years ago when May Mulcahy and Alex Barron did it. They're supposed to wait till Cleveland, not here.
But other than that, things seem like they're going along pretty good with the car?
Well, it was looking like they were doing really well, and it's just one of those things that happen. You know, the team's been great. We've been working really hard all weekend, and they just go out there and do what they can, but they're in training for the big leagues, and they're young, and sometimes it happens.
Thanks. That's what she says. A lot of times these rookies just get a little bit too carried away. Bob?
All right, thank you, Scott. Looks like Grant Riley's going to go over and have a chat with Eduardo Figueroa. Thought better of it, realizing he was standing about 6 feet from the racing line.
You know, the question is, how hard is Keith Hilton and Kyle Brennan and all the guys? Here's a replay. Contact. Oh,
right at start finish.
Hello. A little wave there.
What was that all about?
And I couldn't tell what car it was. Was it his teammate? Was it Valiente again? Hard to tell.
That was a hard hit. And there is the empty Swift of Grant Riley, whose race has come to tears. We'll take a break and return with more action, and I mean action, from California. Welcome back. A beautiful day on the Monterey Peninsula. Round 4, Laguna Seca on the Toyota Atlantic Championship Trail, along with Brian Till and Scott Pruitt. I'm Bob Varsha. It has been a very dramatic race. Several spins and comings together. The running order is currently Ryan Hunter-Reay, our pole sitter, having a pretty easy drive of it thus far, but let's not speak too soon, because that's been the case the last couple of races where he found himself looking at the checkered flag being taken by someone else after he dropped out. But he currently has a gap of 9.2 seconds over second place Rocky Moran Jr., followed by Roger Yazukawa, this man, Ryan Dial, Jonathan Macri, Michael Valiente now 6th, and in position to take over the championship points lead. Alex Gurney is 7th, Rodolfo Levine is 8th, Buddy Rice is now up to 9th, and Sepp Koster rounds out the top 10, and
I thought he was going to get it stopped, and he just couldn't. You could see Macri come up with the brakes locked at the last minute. He chose to try to get up to the inside. He hit that dirt, the car just took off, and he has hit Dial. Macri off to the right there. You could see him go by. He's got that broken front suspension, that contact, and Michael Valiente is going to gain even more points on Fogarty. That's going to move him further up, and what a tough break for Macri. They've been chasing Yazukawa. It was Yazukawa, Dial, and Macri chasing him up into the corkscrew. I can't tell if he just got surprised a little bit. He started to take a peek inside Dial. That left front looks like it locks up, and he's on board with Dial here. This is going to be a big surprise for Ryan right here. Hello.
Actually, a pretty neat recovery by the Scot.
Yep.
There goes Macri to this position in turn 9.
And how hard do you think Keith Hilton and Kyle Brennan are lobbying? Here's a good look from outside again. Macri, that right front locks up, tries to get it slowed down. He's got to go to the grass to keep from hitting him, or the dirt, but once he gets in the dirt, the car just accelerates. The contact is made. Keith Hilton and Kyle Brennan are down there lobbying. I guarantee you, with the cart officials going, there are not that many cars parked out there. There's our white flag, one more. They're going, there are not that many cars out there, guys. We don't need a full course yellow. Everything's okay. Everything's okay.
They won't yellow it now.
And Ryan Hunter-Reay, what a great job he's done. You see Keith Hilton, what a great team owner. He has given these guys everything they need to work with, one of the more professional teams out there, and it shows. Did a great job winning the championship last year, and it looks like they're going to try to pick up where they left off, and revenge is so sweet for Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Just 21 years of age, Ryan Hunter-Reay from Boca Raton, Florida, was 23rd at Monterey. Many weeks later, 18th at Long Beach. Many weeks later, engine failure, a DNF at Milwaukee. He has had to live with that basically since March, hoping to show what he can truly do. 2 pole positions, and it appears now, that's Kyle Brannon, his engineer, it appears now Ryan Hunter-Reay will seize the fruits of his labor, so to speak, and claim that victory in the 2002 Toyota Atlantic Championship.
Out of the corkscrew one last time under green, down towards the front straightaway. Derek Higgins, who helps do a little coaching, driver coaching on this team, said if he wins this race today and we take the checkered flag up first, there is going to be one big party, and here he comes.
Well, fire up the party, pumping his fists in the cockpit. He can slow down to savor the checkered flag. Ryan Hunter-Reay picks up the victory. Scott Pruitt is with Keith Hilton.
Keith, finally getting a monkey off your back.
Yes, it feels great. I mean, there's not a more deserving driver out there, and it just feels so good for the whole team. Roger was third, and Ryan got his win.
Ryan was just unbelievable today. I know you've had a lot of bad luck, but hopefully all that luck's behind and you can just take and go on a roll, perhaps?
I think we're going to try, Scotty. I think we're looking really good right now.
Awesome job. Congratulations. Bob?
This is a very dangerous team, very professionally run, the best in equipment and preparation. Now they have a winner in Ryan Hunter-Reay as well as Roger Yasukawa. The first team in the series to pick up victories for both drivers. They finished first and third, sandwiching the Sigma Autosport orange car of Rocky Moran Jr. Ryan Dial unofficially finishes fourth. Michael Valiente in fifth. Alex Gurney sixth, followed by Levine, Rice, Koster, and Ronde. There will be a big change in the championship this weekend here in Monterey, California. We'll be back to meet our winner, Ryan Hunter-Reay, in just a moment. Coverage of the CART Toyota Atlantic Championship, the elite of the CART development ladder, is being brought to you by Toyota. Get the feeling. Welcome back. The long wait is over for Ryan Hunter-Reay, who is now in victory lane, and Scott Pruitt is there to meet him.
Ryan Hunter-Reay, I know it's been a long time coming. How sweet is this?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I drove my rear end off today. I really did. The team did so much work to get to this point. It's unreal.
Did it seem like a used car lot out there with all those cars parked?
Oh, I thought it was going to go yellow at any time. Thanks. Woo. That was awesome. That was unreal. I just thought I just got to do what I got to do, and we drove away from him real early there, and I knew I had the car the whole time. It was just up to me.
Nice finally get your monkey off your back. Congratulations. Celebrate well tonight. Bob?
You can be sure that the Hilton Motorsports team will do that. Here's a look at our final results. Ryan Hunter-Reay, the victory. Rocky Moran Jr. finishes second, followed by Hunter-Reay's teammate, Roger Yasukawa. Ryan Dial finishes fourth. Good run for Michael Valiente, moves up into fifth and takes the championship point lead. Alex Gurney recovered from that spin with his teammate Diaz to finish sixth. Rodolfo Levine seventh. Buddy Rice eighth. Sepp Koster, a rookie, in ninth, and Nicholas Ronde in 10th. 13 of the 26 starters finish on the lead lap. And now let's get back down to victory lane, where Scott Pruitt is standing by with our second place finisher, Rocky Moran Jr.
Rocky, a solid run today. Any problems out there? Tell us about it.
No, not really. It was a great race. And, I just want to thank my team, everyone at Sigma, for all their hard work. Jim and Pam Griffith, Paul Hastergren, all the mechanics. We've been working really hard, and to come out with a second, it's great. It really is.
Superb job. Take care. Bob?
All right, thank you, Scott. Let's take a look at the championship now. We said that there would be a big jumble, and in fact there has been. Michael Valiente moves from second up to first in the title chase with 52 points, a 6-point gap over John Fogerty, who basically only falls one spot. Roger Yasukawa now third, Rocky Moran Jr. fourth, and then a tie for fifth between Alex Gurney and Rodolfo Levine. There you see them after 4 of 12 rounds. It's taken us a long time to get to the 1/3 mark of the season, but we are going to start picking up races quickly now. Let's get back down to Scott Pruitt.
Roger Yasukawa, you had a good run today. A lot of incidents on the racetrack. Did you keep it pretty clean all day long?
Yes, I had mistakes. I made some mistakes, and guys was catching me, and I had to watch my mirror and make sure I get a good run all the time. And I had to work for this third place, but I'm really happy for the team and my sponsors. I mean, the team did a fantastic job again this weekend, and congratulations to Ryan. But I'm really happy for Hilton Motorsports 1-3 podium.
Great job. Congratulations. Bob?
3 races into his Atlantic career, Roger Yasukawa is third in the championship. Our next race will come to you from Portland International Raceway, where that Oregon landmark will welcome the most prestigious open-wheel development series in the world. Our coverage commences at 9 p.m. Eastern Time next Saturday, June 15th. Portland International Raceway is a beautiful racetrack, very flat, very fast. Should be a great race, so join us for that. Until then, I'm Bob Varsha for Brian Till and Scott Pruitt, thanking you for joining us this afternoon on the Monterey Peninsula. We'll see you next Saturday from Portland, Oregon, in the shadow of Mount Hood. Until then, so long, everyone.